everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today in episode 6 of season 2, we embark on a journey from the vibrant city of Thessaloniki to the enchanting town of Larissa. But, hold on tight, because this trip is about to take a mythic turn. On our way to Larissa, my husband decided that we should drive to Mount Olympus. He had done some research and he had already warned me that it was perhaps going to be a difficult task, as the roads leading to Mount Olympus were confusing and not well marked on the Google map, and that perhaps our little car was not the appropriate vehicle for such a journey. But the roads were not just difficult, they were impossible. I was really nervous, as it appeared that we were driving on gravels, with huge chunks of the road itself being cut off at the edges during landslides. We stopped along the way up for some amazing photographs of the surrounding. On that particular day, it was cloudy and we could hardly see the mountain on which we were driving. So I urged my husband to give up his idea of going up to Mount Olympus, as I could see he was getting nervous, as the roads were becoming worse to the point of being dangerous. As brave as he wanted to be, we had to give up. The GPS was showing another 3 hours drive was necessary to reach wherever it is he wanted to bring me. And let me show you the road condition on which we were driving. I am sorry, but we were not going to Mount Olympus on that day. We were going back down the mountain, on this treacherous road that you are looking at now, and we will drive to Larissa, and a non-stop drive, this time. Or at least that was the plan. In case you have missed our last episode where we explore Greece's second largest city, Thessaloniki, we will leave a link to it in the description below. I said it was going to be a non-stop drive, but here we are at this cafe, in this amazing little village. The name of this establishment is Dionysos Hotel Cafe, and it is a seaside hotel, in the heart of this charming village called Leptokaria, still in the region of Mount Olympus. We were just a few minutes away from the stunning castle of Platamon, the ancient town of Dion, as well as the city of Katerini. The cafe was located in a peaceful corner, with the beach just across the street. Just opposite there were several souvenir shops from which we purchased a few local products to bring back home. They were cheap, much cheaper than elsewhere. Leptokaria was not part of our itinerary. I did not even know it existed until today. But it was a beautiful village along the Aegean Sea, and I immediately felt right at home here. There were several hotels and restaurants along the beach, so it had to be a popular tourist destination, especially during the summer months. And since the village was located at the foot of Mount Olympus, it was probably served as a base for those who were interested in hiking and in outdoor activities. On that particular day the beach was deserted and everything looked a little bit in a mess. We then learnt that there was a big typhoon which brought about a lot of damage to those beautiful beaches, just a week ago. We still had over an hour drive to reach Larissa. But I was glad that my husband did not appear in a rush to drive off, and we decided to spend some more time here, taking a walk along the beach. There was this feeling of relaxation and serenity all around us, emanating from the sea perhaps. A Google search revealed that there are several parts of the beach of Leptokaria that are overcrowded during the summer months, and that it is rated as one of the best beaches in Greece. But on this day, we had everything just for ourselves, and maybe perhaps for the remaining 4,000 or so inhabitants of this village. One thing that caught my attention was Utopia was listed on this signpost. While the arrow was pointing at a particular direction, the distance was not shown. Alright, now is time to continue our drive to Larissa. Nestled in the heart of Greece, Larissa has a story to tell, and trust me, it's nothing short of fascinating. So, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's dive into the magic of Larissa. Our hotel was right in the center of town. We actually had to drive along some pedestrian-only roads in order to reach it. For that, the hotel has helped us to acquire the necessary permit with the local police. We had to provide them with our car plate number. First things first, let's talk history. Larissa dates back thousands of years, and its roots run deep. From ancient Greek mythology to Roman conquests, this city has seen it all. But wait, there's a twist. Legend has it that Larissa was founded by none other than the mythical hero Achilles. How cool is that? But even cooler was that my husband had booked a hotel that was nestled right inside the shopping area. The streets were lined with a mix of local and international stores and boutiques, with fashion wear, accessories, and trendy items. And immediately several shops caught my attention. This part of the city was a bustling hub of activity, crowded, and offering a wide range of retail stores, restaurants, and entertainment options. We had not walked 200 meters from our hotel that I had already found something to buy. And then as we walked along, I started to feel hungry. We did not have lunch yet. I glanced at my watch and it was already way past lunchtime. Larissa is, in fact, the capital and largest city of the Thessaly region in central Greece. It is situated near the Peneus River, between the mountain ranges of Mount Olympus to the southeast and Mount Arthries to the southwest. With a population around 145,000 people, Larissa lies approximately 330 kilometers north of Athens, and about 150 kilometers southwest of Thessaloniki. The surrounding region is characterized by fertile plains, making it suitable for agriculture. The plains of Thessaly are known for producing various crops, including grains, cotton, and tobacco. Oh, one more thing. The city's name is also linked to the nymph Larissa, a daughter of Pelasgus, in Greek mythology. Larissa was a prominent city in ancient Thessaly, but came under Roman rule in the 2nd century BCE. With the decline of the Roman Empire, Larissa transitioned into the Byzantine era, and then came under Ottoman rule in the late 14th century. The Ottomans held control over the region for several centuries. And one of the most important monuments is the ancient theatre, that was built at the start of the 3rd century BC, when Thessaly was under the yoke of the Kingdom of Macedonia. It was used for theatrical and musical performances, as well as for religious events and Thessalian political meetings. The architecture as we see it now is from the Roman period when the theatre was converted into an arena. Over the years, however, it was destroyed and mostly buried underground. During the last century, a number of buildings were built on the area of the site, including the town clock and the old bishop's palace. Luckily, it was discovered during an archaeological find. Since then, a large-scale project that included the demolition of the old buildings that were sitting on top of it, together with extensive archaeological excavation, and rehabilitation and restoration work, was planned to bring back the ancient theatre to its glory. Nearby were several restaurants that were tantalizing my taste buds. Seriously, the aroma here is irresistible. And the growling in my stomach made it impossible for us to continue further. I needed food. And we stopped at this restaurant called Luculo's. The staff was very kind and accommodating, the prices were reasonable and we ordered a lot. I ordered the small seafood variety for one, that was big enough to serve two. My husband also ordered some Greek meatballs and the turtle pork fillet. The restaurant was just next to the ancient theater, and to be honest, the food was amazing. I must have eaten 6 to 8 variety of seafood, rice, fries, salad, meatballs, and pork fillet. Just look at the amount that we ate. And now that my stomach was full and I was happy, it was time to continue our little adventure. But first, short stop for an Instagram photo. Have you heard about Larissa's best-kept secrets? Besides the ancient theater that could accommodate around 10,000 spectators, it appears that the city is home to various other ancient ruins that provide a glimpse into the past. And as we walked around, we came across several of these ruins. The early Christian Basilica of Saint Achilles is located on the hill of the fortress, and it is believed to be the first church of the city, dedicated to the patron Saint Achilleos, its first metropolitan. Today, the level of the foundation is preserved, while the narthex, which is decorated with Byzantine mosaic floors, is remarkable. We are currently along the paths leading further up the Fruirio Hill. This entire area is probably the historical acropolis of the city. Actually, the hill itself was like the citadel of the city, and it was inhabited since the time of the earliest settlements. It is also where you will find the biggest swarm of flies that kept chasing after me. Built north of the St. Achilles Basilica at the highest point of the Acropolis in the late 15th century, the Bezzastini is one of the most enigmatic Ottoman monuments in Greece. Measuring 20 by 30 meters, it was a covered textile market, which once had 21 shops inside, each covered with tiles. And around the hill is where you will find most of the archaeological excavations site. We already mentioned the early Christian basilica dedicated to Saint Achilleos. There is also an early Byzantine bath, remnants of the early Byzantine walls constructed under Justinian I, and a Middle Byzantine church. On top of the hill there was a sheltered path that leads to the Metropolitan Church of Agios Achilleos. Along the path are several statues and monuments, each one of them commemorating important historical event or figure. Now, if you're enjoying the content so far, kindly support our channel growth by giving this video a big thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm to push our video out to a wider audience, and it lets us know you're enjoying the content. Go ahead, hit that like button. And this is the Metropolitan Church of Agios Achilleos. Saint Achilleos came from a wealthy noble family of Cappadocia. He was born around 270 AD and quickly distinguished himself for his piety and his love for Christ and his church. After the death of his parents, he distributed his property to the poor and weak and began a priesthood in the holy places of Palestine and in Rome, in the tombs of the holy apostles. In this apostolic journey he received the holy priesthood and once arrived in Larissa, where he held the position of bishop. On that particular day, the church was closed, and we could not go inside for a visit. So we decided to walk around, in order to have a better view of the exterior of the church. And that is also when I noticed that there were several graffitis and spray-painted words on several of the walls of this church. From this high vantage point, we also had a good view of the town area below. We could see the statue of a horse, and we also had a good view of the bridge and the river that flowed under it. Now is perhaps a good time to give you some more information about Larissa. It is the fifth most populous city in Greece with a population of 148,000 in the city proper. Legend has it that Achilles was born here. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, died here. According to Greek mythology, it is said that the city was founded by Acrisius, who was killed accidentally by his grandson, Perseus. There lived Peleus, the hero beloved by the gods, and his son Achilles. There was a staircase next to the church that led back down to the main road and towards the bridge, and we took it. And we were surprised by the number of graffitis that covered almost the entire wall, all along this staircase. I could not decide whether or not it somehow spoilt the scenery. What do you guys think? Near to the staircase stood the statue of a horse. If I am not wrong, this is Bucephalus, and it was the name of Alexander the Great's famous horse. Bucephalus is often depicted in art and sculpture as a tribute to the bond between Alexander and his horse. And this is also a nice spot to take some great photographs with the horse and the church in the background. I wished I could bring back this tree home and decorate it for Christmas. It looked perfect. We are currently walking along the Alcazar Bridge. This is the bridge near the statue of Alexander the Great Horse, and it leads to the famous park known as Alcazar Park. The bridge crosses the Pineos Potamos, and it is interesting as it has a dedicated driveway for vehicles as well as a pedestrian path that provides a safe passage for people on foot. At the other end of this bridge is one of the entrance to the park. Since we are on the subject of river, there is an important one that crosses through Larissa. It is known as the Pineos River. It flows through the Thessaly region, and its name is derived from Greek mythology. The river is approximately 185 kilometers long and has several tributaries. It eventually empties into the Aegean Sea. The entrance to the Alcazar Park was guarded by this cat. Walking past it made me slightly nervous as I thought this cat was going to pounce on me. Alcazar Park is the largest and most important park of the city, with a history of more than 100 years. It is located right on the banks of the Pineos River and down the hill of the fortress and the Cathedral of St. Achilles. The park has large pedestrians decorated with fountains, roads for bicycles, recreation areas, a formatted pond, cafeterias, playgrounds, an outdoor theater with capacity of 2,500 seats, the famous Kippotheatro, where takes place many theatrical performances during spring and summer. It features large walkways, perfectly shaded by the large trees, growing on both sides, and on that particular day, it was not crowded at all. This land was originally used for horse shows from the late 19th century to 1937, after which time the park became a zoo which stayed open until 1990. In its areas also hosted the Monument of National Resistance, a work of the famous sculptor Philolaus Tloupas, who was born in Larissa. As we walked around the park, we came across this area which was gated. Inside there were several flower trees that nicely decorated the area. Further up was the artificial Lake Alcazar. This lake looked like it has been abandoned completely, and that no one has taken care of it, or cleaned it for years. It was a pity, as it would have been so much nicer if it was looked after by the municipality and people would be able to enjoy it. We read somewhere that reconstruction works will be carried out in Larissa, both on the artificial lake and on the Monument of National Resistance, and these would be financed by the European Fund Recovery Greece 2.0. With some proper restoration and maintenance, this would be an awesome gem in Alcazar Park. In the park is also the sculpture of the Thessalian horse. The horse is the emblem of Larissa town, and the Alcazar Park has been used for years, since 1887 until 1937, as a venue for horse shows. This is the monument of Hippocrates. Considered as the father of medicine, he spent the final 10 years of his life in Larissa in the middle of the 4th century BC. And in 1826 his tomb was rediscovered purely by chance after a flood, and identified by an inscription in ancient Greek. Now there's a modern monument to the man just next to Alcazar Park on Larissa's northern outskirts on the road to the village of Genouli. In the southwestern part of the park you can locate the Holy Temple of Saint Charalambos. Saint Charalambos, also known as Haralambos, was an early Christian martyr. He is venerated in the Eastern Orthodox Church as a healer and miracle worker. According to tradition, Charalambos lived during the reign of the Roman Emperor Severus. He was a bishop and is said to have been arrested and tortured for his Christian faith. We stopped there to admire the architectural style of the temple, and to light a candle. We are unable to show you the interior of this church, as it was closed on that day. We had walked one whole round, around the perimeter of Alcazar Park, and we decided to go back towards our hotel, as it would soon get dark. So we took the Alcazar Bridge, slowly walking back towards the main part of town. Larissa is one of the oldest and most significant cities in Greece, with a rich history dating back thousands of years. From the ruins all around the city, it is easy to deduce that in classical antiquity, Larissa was a powerful city-state and played a role in various conflicts, including the Peloponnesian War. And in the late medieval period, Larissa came under Ottoman rule in the 14th century. The Ottomans controlled the city for several centuries, influencing its culture and architecture. Along the way, we passed by several boutique stores that showcased local craftsmanship, offering handmade goods, traditional products, and souvenirs. And then we walked past the restaurant where we had lunch, as well as the ancient theatre of Larissa. And we turned right into this charming alley, featuring a lively cafe and bar scene, offering a variety of options for food and beverages. Many of the cafes provided outdoor seating, allowing patrons to enjoy their drinks while soaking up the local atmosphere. We were now in the evening, and this is the time when Larissa, like many other Greek cities, come alive. There is a nice social and relaxed atmosphere, with people enjoying drinks, conversation, and sometimes live music or entertainment. In Larissa, you can find traditional cafes where you can enjoy the laid-back Greek coffee culture. You can also find more modern cafes, which offer a wide range of coffee options, teas, and other refreshing beverages. We were now in the shopping area, browsing at the shops, and then, before we realized, it was already night time. And the streets were now packed with people. The restaurants, tavernas, and the bars were also crowded and full. Several traditional establishments were serving local drinks and more modern bars were offering cocktails and a diverse drink menu. It seems that Greek nightlife often starts late and continues into the early morning hours. People gather for pre-drinks at cafes and bars before heading to nightclubs later in the night. It was getting late, and we hope this virtual journey has provided you with a glimpse into the beauty and uniqueness of Larissa. From the charming cobbled streets to the energetic atmosphere of its nightlife, this city has something for every traveler. If you enjoyed exploring the historical landmarks, savoring local cuisine, or experiencing the city's dynamic nightlife, don't forget to show your support by liking this video. Your comments and feedback are invaluable, so feel free to share your thoughts on your favorite moments or any travel tips you may have for fellow explorers. For more exciting travel content and to stay updated on our adventures, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Your support fuels our passion for exploration, and we can't wait to take you on more incredible journeys around the world. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay tuned for more travel adventures. Safe travels!